Yo, right now we out east in the studio for the Museum of Presence with one of Nashville's finest. From Music City, Nashville to the world, this is not a podcast, this is not a freestyle, this is an attempt to wake you up. This is 16 for the City with Mike Floss.
It's the Holy Messiah, the Lion of Judah, riding the Jeep like a scooter, trying for Pete. It's a movement, slide on the beat like I'm shooting Dolo, while I hold the mic like a lightsaber. Reckless decisions, considering if my life greater. Lace them with flavor, no patience, paving my pathway. Feds watching, put them in a pack and sell the ashtray. Leg dropping, lately I've been wrestling with bad taste. Tag popping, ball so hard they wanna castrate. 407 pairs of Air Force Ones ago, I was riding MTA, my shorty reading horoscopes. My 40 in a duffel bag, my lawyer in a bubble coat. My mama for you, church socks sliding, watching the Maury show. Wake up to the present like Christmas Day, I sit and pray. I was in Atlanta with the Muslims, bumping Jigga J, watching how they honored Allah, show me a different way. Christian faith, looking less intentional and European. Your opinion is based on a compilation of propaganda and patrons of capitalism, paying for exploitation of labor, but let me relax, my phone tap, 4 cornrows to the back, shit where the hoes at. I'm here, no problem, bleeding ops, yeah, the villain home, premier role modern Reeboks with the swishies on. I need to advance and improve to stay well known, Adidas track pants with the human-made shell toes. The king of kings, the spirit and soul, the ring of rings, the 4 pillars, I know niggas that dream of dreams. Dirt to sun is violence of freedom in between. Until the wheels fall off, until the demons sing. It's Floss, nigga.
16 for the city. Mike Floss, Museum of Presence. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yes. Yes. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that was it.
Shit. I wish I had a Jamaican bullhorn on here. All I got is meditation bells. Shit. Yeah. Cue the bullhorn. Yo, okay. Let me slow it down. This is 16 for the City, a special edition of Museum of Presence, where we highlight artists that are making music in the city. This is Music City after all, and I just gotta slow it down. Mike Floss in the studio with us today. This conversation took a turn that I didn't expect. I had no idea about Mike's relationship with the Black Nashville Assembly, but as we got to talking, I quickly realized that not only was this a super important thing to Mike Floss, but it's also an integral thing for organizing Black people in Nashville. I'm so excited to be able to let Nashville know that this is a resource, and we get into that and much, much more. Stick around for that. Mike shares his top 5, and we just talk about life. So if you just came for the freestyle, stop this right here. Don't go no further. But if you want to take a deep dive in who Mike Floss, the artist, is, stick around and enjoy the conversation. Let's go.
I helped start the Black Nashville Assembly. It's an organization. It's a political engagement and community organizing project. A project of the Southern Movement Committee, which is the statewide work. That Black Nashville Assembly is local to the city. Yeah, and it was born out of a need to organize our people intentionally. There hasn't really been a movement like this since the student movement and the freedom rides and SNCC and what happened to TSU and FIST back at that time. So it's a new time. The 2020 uprisings really birthed a lot of intentionality. So,
and what kind of things y'all do? What kind of?
Oh man, what are we not doing? I think our core principles, our 4 pillars, when you sit on the hat, is like Pan-Africanism, abolition of the prison industrial complex, Black queer feminism, and the last one is economic solidarity. So basically that means, Pan-Africanism basically just means we're part of a global struggle know what I'm saying? There's black folks all over the world experiencing the same things we experiencing here in Nashville, and we identify and in solidarity with that globally. Black queer feminism means we understand that people are showing up in a various amount of ways. Gender is a very large spectrum, and gender is expansive. Economic solidarity, meaning that we believe that the way money moves is a factor in our reality, and we want to be intentional about how that works. And abolition, we don't fuck with the police. We understand that was born out of slave catchers. We understand that anytime surveillance and policing occurs, it's going to be most harmful to black folks. So those are the 4 pillars that we stand on and we support with our work. Our political engagement work is basically for people that do vote, don't vote, can't vote, and feel like they have nothing to vote for. So getting engaged with the Black Nashville Assembly means even if you have felonies or even if you feel like voting is useless, you still have a way to exercise your politics outside of the electoral system. But we also engage in electoral politics as well. So we built a political agenda over the past 2.5, 3 years that we can present, and we do present to candidates that are running this year, particularly because local elections are this year. So we built a political agenda to say, yo, do y'all rock with this or do y'all not rock with this? Whoever rock with it, that's what we're voting for, because that's what the people ask for. We talk to thousands of black folks. This is what they say they want. So based on that's what we need to represent us.
And so is there anyone that's sort of responding positively to what you've put together?
Yeah, so it's a layered answer there. So we have our Black Ballot Week that's coming up May, June. Elections are in August, but we have candidate forums. We have 3 candidate forums and a caucus coming up, which is a part of our C4 work, which means all of the candidates that are running are coming to these candidate forums to tell us about their platform, right? They tell us what they represent, what they stand for, what they want to fight for, and why we should vote for you. And all the black folks are going to listen to what that is, ask questions, engage with them on a very real local level, and figure out if that's something they agree with or don't agree with based on the political agenda. Jamel Cambel Gooch is running for District 21, North Nashville. He's from North Nashville, from 37208, and he has fully signed on to the black political agenda, and he's running for that area, which is a historically black area. So that's one person that is in alignment.
Say his name again?
Jamel Cambel Gooch, District 21. So if you live in District 21, you out north, right by Slim and Huskies, Minerva, all of that right there. The Kroger right there behind Rosa Parks, that entire area. And it extends all the way over into really like downtown area, Elliston 21st, around that area. So you anywhere in between, Jamel Cambel Gooch is somebody you can vote for that supports the politics of black folks in Nashville.
Jamel Cambel Gooch, in his own words.
Before I start talking about rest, I do want to mention this analogy about the table that's been talked about a lot. The majority of tables in Nashville need to be broken, burned, disassembled. Although I struggle with rest because I feel Harriet's gun at my back because of some material facts that Nashville is sitting in right now. If I'm just going to mention one. If we talk about the city budget, right? Last year, the city budget grew between 13 and 17%. Most people know why, right? We know that our elected officials are willing to move heaven and earth for tourists. So we know that our local budget expanded. Over 90% of that went directly to the police. So when I look at numbers like that, I have a difficult time with resting, knowing what that means for our next generations and our future and our kids that are having to go through that system. My rest is with the people and at home and in organization.
I grew up, my folks from Chicago. I'm from Nashville, been in Nashville pretty much my whole life, except for when I lived in Atlanta, pursuing music for a few years. But other than that, been in Nashville my whole life. And my family instilled in me a black politic and a black awareness, even though I'm probably like a little deeper in it than most of my family members. But like that was instilled in me at a very young age. In 2020, George Floyd uprisings, when people was really standing up against these injustices that we face, really radicalized, and Ahmaud Arbery as a runner, minding his business, running and getting killed by white folks. And it just really radicalized me in a way that I didn't expect. My music was a perfect medium to attach that political ideology to. and the relationship and the skills that I gained being a rapper really advance all of what's going on here on the ground in Nashville.
You see your music as a tool to inspire your community to get involved.
Absolutely. I've done a lot in my career. I played the big festivals. I played Made in America when Beyonce did. I played Meadows Music Fest when Jay-Z did. I played Bonnaroo. I played Sloss Fest. I played these huge festivals. And I've been on practically every rap publication that's ever existed, from The Source to XXL to Complex to BET or whatever. I've done a lot. I realized very quickly, if you don't move with intention, you essentially release your steering wheel to whoever has the most money or whoever has the most control over the platforms that your music exists on. So I just wanted to be the one driving the car. You know what I mean? I think everything is political, whether you choose for it to be or not. The shoes you buy is a political choice. The person you procreate with is a political choice. Where you choose to live is a political choice. And some of these choices are limited based on your options. But regardless of what your options are, either you driving a car or somebody else is, but somebody's driving a car.
Oof. I want to be the driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the idea. Be the driver. That's your right, and that's what you should do. But you got to be aware that's an option.
Bro, you're really touching my heart, brother, because I'm embarrassed about what I'm going to say, bro.
Run it.
I've begun to close my eyes.
That's normal.
Things got so bad. But what you're doing is so brave to be there anyways. How do you stay in that? How do you stay in this?
It's the people. I'm not here because, I'm brave or anything. I'm here because I love my people. And that's the anchor for everything we do. That's the anchor for the work. That's the anchor for the creativity. Without the people, we ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? If the people is fighting the war, I'm fighting the war. So I think that's the harsh reality. But I think we live in a time where individualism is so rampant, and the ability to just worry about yourself and not know who lives to the left and to the right of you is very easy to do. When they gentrified our neighborhoods to where those relationships are completely foreign, people that live around you have no connection to your identity or to where you come from. And your choice on where you can live is very much so limited based on your finances. And you gotta be damn near a millionaire to buy a house in Nashville. I think of the people. That's what it is, man. It's nothing else. It ain't nothing special. I don't have no extra nothing. I'm just very much so concerned with my people and their well-being, because I know it's directly connected to my own. So in some ways it's selfish and in some ways it's selfless, but at the same time we're interwoven.
I'm so grateful for these ideas and for this determination. Your bravery is inspiring. The sort of elephant in the room is obviously your contemporaries might not be so committed to
my contemporaries don't want no smoke. I'm one of the best rappers alive. Let's be very clear.
Okay.
I'm one of the best dressed rappers alive.
Okay, talk your shit.
And we gonna get our people free. All of those things can coexist. But yeah, I wouldn't say I reached the far reaches of nothing in my career. I think I got a long way to go. I've succeeded in many ways, but it's a journey for sure.
By the way, we're talking to Mike Floss, one of Nashville's finest, and we're speaking about life today. We're here. You are now entering the Museum of Presence with Mike Floss. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate you having me.
This is the first time I've ever called this a show.
It's a show for sure.
I feel uncomfortable with this word. So
let's say it's a moment.
It's a moment.
Yeah.
Welcome to the moment. I love that. It's a moment. Welcome to the moment.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, man, I'm so grateful for you sharing your art with me. I got to say, man, I want to get back to some of the things that you were saying.
Okay.
But I want to say, I was really honored that you allowed me to be a part of. You showed up and you listened to some music and you allowed me to be a part of your process, and I was so dope to just hold space for you, and I felt so honored to be able to do that. I feel like that's this beautiful rite of passage for artists, that we get to sort of hold space for one another in these sort of, really untalked about ways. The first time I actually ever seen anyone really address it was this of the Wu-Tang saga. And these guys are like holding space for one another.
Yeah.
Just, hey, the ask is, hey man, be as vulnerable as you can be and dig as deep as you can, and I'm here with you. And if you need anything, I got you. That's such a beautiful space, and I'm honored. Thank you for letting me be a part of that.
Man, thank you for letting me be a part of this moment, man. This is very cool.
Okay, so the Museum of Presence is all about things that grounds us into our body, our reality, our community, as you were speaking about earlier, specifically where art intersects with mindfulness. And as I was preparing for this interview, I was inspired by a painting. I actually brought this painting in right here.
That's fine.
And it's two people, so...
Can I describe this painting? Because I feel like it's audio. So like the painting is pink at the top, is red at the bottom. There's a masculine and feminine figure dancing. The feminine figure has on a short heel white shoe, dancing shoes. They're on top of what I would consider a prayer mat, and they're close, you know what I'm saying? They're physically touching each other, they're dancing together, there's stars in the sky. But there's also there's this almost nostalgic weight to it. It's almost like if you've seen one of those walls that have been painted over 10 times, it's been so many layers of paint with the time that they've repainted like a hole in a wall restaurant or something, right? That's what it gives me the feeling of, where you can see the paint dripping down the wall. It's not up. Sometimes things look so perfect that they look terrible. This looks real. And it feels very romantic. Honestly, it feels very romantic, and it feels like the way a perfect Friday night should feel. And I saw it, I glanced at it when I walked in here, and I was like, that's hard, but I gotta stay focused because I just wrote this verse and I don't wanna forget it. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I really love this. Do you have a name for this?
Dancing on Jefferson.
Oh, that's so hard. Jefferson is the Mecca, man. That's the Mecca in Nashville.
And it's interesting, this story I'm trying to tell. I usually sort of grapple with spiritual ideas and concepts in the work that I'm doing, somehow I feel like the work of an artist is to take the invisible and make it visible, or maybe in your case, take the invisible and make it audible. But really, this is really just grappling with the spirituality of Black music. It's something that I feel like it's interesting. Like Black music is there's something happening that's magic there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's not a religion in the sort of conventional...
But it is
sense.
Religious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And it makes me want to speak to you about what Black presence looks like. Black presence. The way your music kind of anchors you to the specific time and the place that you're in. Even like, it was almost like outside when you wrote that verse, and you just captured a moment. It's almost like a tattoo, whether you're gonna like it in 10 years or not.
That was then. Yeah.
You put it, and just like you sort of wrote that piece, you sort of captured. And I think that in the listening, you feel. One of the things that's interesting about music is that, especially hip hop music, is that there's many ways to listen to it. You can listen to it while you party. If you give it all of your time and attention and love and care, and you really get in, you'll really get to hear gems. You'll get into the move, and it'll actually move past your brain and your ears and go straight into your muscles, into your bones.
Goes into your body.
And you experience it. My question is, can you tell me about how you as an artist consider this the experience that you're giving your audience, that you're giving your listener, like the power of that and what that does to humanity for your people?
I think that is, I'm gonna keep it on it. I think that's entirely too large for something that's up to me. I think what's up to me is to do something that I feel. You know what I'm saying? I think this is quote, the universal stems from the specific. I think the more I can be specific about what I'm experiencing and what I'm doing and what I'm feeling, I trust that will do what you're talking about. But I don't think about, is this going to affect people and change them? And I don't think about that. That's too much pressure. I think for me, I want to do something that feels good. I feel like I have good taste. I love music. I love art. I love fashion. I love film. So I'm like, oh man, if I think Mad Max is the best action movie ever made, if I think the Virgil's last Louis Vuitton collection is absolutely beautiful and intentional, if I think the Air Jordan 1 is just one of the most fire silhouettes ever made, if I make a song and I feel like it's great, comparatively, it should fall in line with those things.
Yeah.
And I know those things resonate in culture, so I kind of trust my taste, but I also trust my emotion. I try to trust what I'm feeling. And I try not to force anything.
Man, I love that. What you say sort of reminds me of a quote that is almost like a scripture to me at this point, in my heart, and especially the part of me, the artist part of me, is this quote from Maya Angelou, which says,
there is a beautiful line in a Maya Angelou poem that I love called To Our Grandmothers. And the line says, I come as one, but I stand as 10,000.
Absolutely.
and so like when I'm in the room, this is the thing this will change the way I thought about my art, my work, the things that I create. You sort of get to that place, this better.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, does anybody give a shit about this?
Yeah.
But if I care about it, and I'm considering my people, meaning my 10,000 people that are just like me, all those people who are afraid of the things I'm afraid of, or that is excited about some random shit that I'm excited about. You know, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. And so when I remember those things, my ancestors, my sons, my wife, whatever the thing that I'm thinking and feeling, but when I'm considering myself, I'm considering 10,000 other people as well. And it's so when I walk in the room, I don't have to, I shouldn't worry. Is this thing interesting? It is.
Yeah, it is. If you believe in it, we believe in it. You know what I mean? I think there's no other way to move that would be fulfilling, at least, or that would be important or matter or sustain the test of time. If you don't believe in it, you might as well just go to sleep, because what are we doing? But I think if you believe in it, that's enough.
Man, okay, I'm gonna get to, I have another, that's beautiful. I have another question, and you sort of, funny enough, sort of already answered this question in some ways.
Okay.
But you can talk about anything in your music.
Okay.
Anything in the world. How do you decide where to point your pen?
I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret. One thing that I like to do often is I like to write. I typically write something that I have on in the absolute present. So in the verse I just laid, you're gonna hear Adidas track pants with the human-made shell toes. That's what I have on right now. It's not something that I calculated or planned to write or whatever. I just be like, what am I looking at right now? That kind of grounds me and lets me know, okay, this is real. You know what I'm saying? That kind of reminds me to be like, let's talk about real, tangible, material things. And just saying what I have on in the moment, although it can sound very superficial and material, but I wear a lot of fly shit. But but more importantly, what it does is it grounds me in the present. So like when we talk about the Museum of Presence, like that's one of the things that I do in my writing practice that like keeps me honest and keeps me in the moment. And then from there, I can go back and change things or go back and or continue to write from that line moving forward and be more honest about what it is I'm feeling in the moment, or if I'm just thinking about growing up or I'm thinking about what happened yesterday or whatever. It just kind of reminds me of that. Because sometimes writing, I can become a very abstract writer and write about very immaterial and just like spacious concepts. But I think sometimes just saying absolutely what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? If the thermostat says 74, like I put that in the rap. You know what I mean? Because those things remind me more so than it does anything for making the song better. It reminds me to be right here, right now. And then, like when you said what you point your pen at, there's certain things that I always talk about. I'm always talking about things that are for the betterment of Black folks. I love fashion. I talk about fashion a lot. I'm from the South. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. Talk about that a lot. I love my mom's food. You know, there's certain inspirational references, and Black women have my heart forever, forever and ever. So
I choked up when you said that.
Right. It almost broke me. Yeah. So, I mean, I love Black women forever. So those are some primary inspirations in film as well. So those are the things that I always pull from, and it guides my writing.
Wow. I want to return back to some stuff you were sharing at the beginning of our conversation. You were sharing about the tenets of the Black Assembly.
The 4 pillars, yeah.
I have very rarely heard 2 cisgender Black men speak about gender. What'd you call it? What was that?
Black queer feminism.
Black queer feminism. Now, in Nashville, they just made it illegal for you to dress like a trans person?
Yeah, the anti-trans bills. So Tennessee has been passing, the state has been passing a lot of anti-trans bills. It's a drag bill that's out there. In that drag bill, I can't remember. I want to say it's SB. It's slipping my mind. I don't want to say the number because that's gonna throw it off. But there's a statewide bill that was proposed, and it may have been passed. I have to do my research. That bans drag, which means drag shows are essentially illegal if they're in the presence of minors, right? But what they do very well, the right, as we refer to them politically, what they do is they sneak a bunch of extra shit in the bill that becomes very dangerous for our people. So what they define under the drag bill is a person that is impersonating a gender, right? So if you were assigned female at birth and you dress like a dude, they can technically consider that drag and it's a crime. Now, Black queer feminism states that Blackness is inherently queer because we do not abide by those rigid guidelines that Eurocentric capitalist America defines.
What?
So,
oh my God, you're blowing my Blackness is inherently queer?
Because
whoa, give it to me.
Yeah. So, and I'm not a professional in this, I'm a student. But what I've learned, so let's say Missy Elliott shows up with the baggy jeans and the bomber jacket and the glasses. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say you're in today's time, according to this bill, she's impersonating a man and that's a crime. Oof. You know what I'm saying? For us, that's sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like she's right? Yeah. The Migos show up, silk shirt, skinny Saint Laurent leather pants, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a boot that has a heel on it. You're impersonating a female now. You know what I'm saying? So our style and our flavor and the way that our culture exists is not as rigid as these guidelines that the West imposes upon us. So Blackness in and of itself is in gender. We understand that gender is expansive. Even in ancient Africa, there was more than 2 genders. There was this invention of man, woman, because women had to be a property and we need to have one. If you have rich, you gotta have poor. If you have men, you have to have women. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of dominance. Wow. Black people don't really exist in the world that way. And even the most cisgendered, heterosexual, toughest guys violate some of those gender norms that would be put into policy and put into bills by the right. So Blackness in and of itself, we range so broadly, you know what I'm saying? And we do so many things and we have the freedom to create and we don't confine ourselves to those things, even if you don't even know that's what's going on. You can have the most homophobic guys in the world violating gender norms. Yeah. And they don't have no problem with it because that's what Blackness is, you know what I mean? So it's just the education piece that's missing there. But that's what they do.
Wow, man. That's definitely the first time I've ever heard that. Man, that's really fascinating. And what a beautiful inclusion into the Black Assembly. I'm so glad that you guys are on there. I didn't grow up in that version of the South.
Me neither.
Oof. Talk about that. Talk about that.
That's not how it was. No, we was very much so. We was very rigid. We was very it was dangerous. A personal story. I remember being in middle school and this girl, I went to Meg's Magnet. Is an academic magnet. It was for the smart kids, basically. It was only a few black kids that went to that school. And one of the black girls that liked me, I didn't like. Ain't no big deal. But she spread this rumor throughout the school that I was gay because I didn't like her, right? So I had to grapple oh, am I gay? What's wrong? And I'm like, no, I just don't like this girl. It's not even, even that deep. Yeah. But the way that society has informed us and the tools that we can use to harm each other and oppress each other, those things are informed at a very early age. And I think I didn't grow up in a world, if somebody's, he was gay, they was like, oh, okay, he's gay. It wasn't like that. It was like, this nigga's a weirdo. Even though I wasn't gay, it made me question gender very early on. That was the first time where I really started questioning like gender identities, because people was saying this thing about me that I was very confused by, because I was like, man, I like girls, but they calling me gay. Maybe do I like guys? And then I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that was my kind of experience with being like, oh, okay, there's something off about this. Something isn't right, because then you have to ask the question like, okay, what if I was gay? Is that your place to define, or is that my thing to define? Or what if I'm not gay? Is it homophobic that I'm not gay? No, it's just there's all of these things that swirl in your mind, especially like 14 years old, that you don't really have the language or education to understand. And as we get older, and as the world changes and grows, hopefully we land on the right side of history. And of course, everything we do and say evolves with time. What's appropriate to say back then is totally inappropriate now. And I don't think that's wrong. I think that's growth.
That's growth.
But,
that's how we grow.
But yeah, it's an interesting thing, man. And I'm learning more about it.
Yeah. Man, I love this sort of hint at this touch on cancel culture. You speak about its growth. Man, I do think about this. Sometimes I just want to cancel somebody. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know, you just want to like, stop it. Shut up.
Yeah.
You just want to shut people. But you know, I think I should be canceled for some stuff that I said in high school.
For sure. Yes, we were saying crazy stuff.
It's a real crazy thing.
Yeah. Look, in 10 years, we all said something yesterday that we should be canceled for. I think the way we evolve as a people is by advancing. So I don't think it's now, okay. I do think there's a thing of, okay, you were wrong in the present. Yeah. Like, you should know better, you do know better, and you chose not to do the right thing. That's one thing. But I think times change, you know what I mean? And as we grow and as we learn, the things we say yesterday is not the things we want to say today. And I think that's natural.
I love all the points from the Black National Assembly. Did I say that right?
Black Nashville Assembly, yeah.
The Black Nashville Assembly. Do y'all meet somewhere where like
we meet constantly.
In a public setting with people? Is this something that people can attend?
Okay, so it's like this. The Black Nashville Assembly is a Black autonomous space. It's only for Black people. So we acknowledge and understand that Black people are first facing a certain set of circumstances in this country that no other group of people are facing, right? And we believe that it requires a space for us to come together, talk about what we're going through, discuss our issues, come up with solutions, and put those solutions into action steps to move towards that finish line. So it's only for Black people, the Black Nashville Assembly, but the Black Nashville Assembly is a project of the Southern Movement Committee, which is statewide and is, depending on the scenario, is open to other groups. So Southern Movement Committee also has a youth assembly.
Can you tell me about the Southern Movement? I've never heard of this before.
Okay, cool. So the Southern Movement Committee is in Tennessee, and a lot of the people involved in Southern Movement Committee are also a part of the Black Nashville Assembly. It's Black led, Black ran, Black founded. And what we're doing is building power throughout the state by organizing our people on a very local level, including the rural areas. So when you see, for example, the Meet and 3 tour, which just popped off recently, we had a show at the Blue Room in Nashville, sold it out. Ro was on it. Shout out to Ro. And we're also going to Paris, Tennessee. We're going to Memphis, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Knoxville, Murfreesboro. And what we're doing is we're finding all of our folks and politically engaging with them and letting them know that if you need a political home, and it's not the Democrats, it's not the Republicans, it's not these other groups that don't seem to have a real effect on your material reality in present day, the Southern Movement Committee is providing you a home in a container for making that change. So what we do is we politically engage. Like, our youth assembly is in Nashville now, and it'll be spreading throughout the state. But the kids are like, yo, they're part of a national campaign to get police out of schools. They're like, yo, these police, they don't really help us. They are trying to lock us up while we're in school. Like, I remember when I was at Pearl-Cohn, they used to bring dogs through to search our lockers for drugs. And that's not even like dogs don't sniff out guns. Like, when you talk about like mass shooting issues and stuff like that, it's not a proactive measure. There's other proactive measures that we can take, that we could fund, but we're giving all of our money to the police and they're not actually solving the problem. So those are the types of things we try to address. And we listen to our people. It's a container for listening as well, to where people have these front porch conversations. We call them block meetings. So we have block meetings throughout the state. Our goal,
talk about this. What happens at a black meeting?
So at a block meeting, we have basically someone in the community that says, yo, these are my neighbors and these are my network, because we know black folks are getting gentrified out of their neighborhoods. What you do is you get all those people together and you say, yo, this is the Black Nashville Assembly. This is the black political agenda that's centered around public safety, housing, and education. Those are the primary issues that black folks in Nashville have said. If these things were to get better, our life directly changes.
Public safety,
housing, education. Yeah. And public safety includes policing, courts, the judicial system, all of that, right? So if those things get better, our material reality changes. You get your people together. You call up the homies, basically. You say, okay, we're going to have it at the crib, but we're going to have it wherever we want to have it.
Yeah.
We have our local community organizers come to that meeting, explain what's going on in the political agenda, and say, yo, we have a container for these issues and for these solutions. Do you want to be a part of this? And also, since we're in a local election year, these are the things you can watch for with these candidates as you're choosing who you want to vote for. Now, we understand that voting is not the end-all, be-all to black liberation. It's not. However, it is a very useful tool, especially on a local level, to decide who in your district. I want to say there's 40 districts, 40 council members that represent districts and 5 at large. And for each one of those districts, we can talk to this representative and say, yo, we need more speed bumps on this street because the kids are playing out here and people are speeding down the street.
And there's strength in numbers.
Absolutely.
Because you guys are together.
Exactly. So if we have, it's one thing for me and 10 people to pull up on a city council person and be like, yo, y'all not answering my emails. It's different if 1,000 of us show up.
That's really great. Makes me want to have a block meeting.
Hey, look, you can sign up to be a block captain at TennesseeBlocks.org if that's what you want to do. Or if you don't want to be a block captain, you can also sign up to join a block meeting. So we've got TennesseeBlocks.org where you can sign up and everything will be right there.
Let me ask you a question, because this is a little tangential.
Okay.
This part of Nashville, we're in East Nashville, Tennessee.
We out east, yeah.
We're out east. This was a black neighborhood.
Oh, for sure.
Historically.
Yes.
But I only have one black neighbor, and I try to wave
This
to him.
is
I want to
what-
be his friend. I don't know who they are though, but I just wave.
You gotta talk to
hoping.
them. So that's the other beauty of the BNA is it gives you something to talk about with those people you see around you. You're like, yo, you black, I'm black. Here's this black thing. What's your name? What's my name? Boom, boom. Now we have a reason to have a conversation. Because if we don't have those conversations, we just out here moving one person, this person. We might have the same exact issue.
That's really great. This is really important, I see, for especially local politics, because usually, because presidential politics run everything about everybody's running, because they're running it on every single television show, 24/7. But
Multi-million
local
dollar
politics,
campaign.
you're like, she look cool.
Exactly. She looked like this. Looked like a black name.
But guess what? Sometimes because she look cool, don't
She not
mean
cool.
she ain't cool. She ain't always cool.
She's usually not. He's usually
Unfortunate.
not. Like, yeah.
So this is actually really lovely, and it gives me like I feel like I want to figure out how to collect together the black people in this neighborhood. How many people do you need to do a block party?
How many people you got? Is it 6? Is it 40? That works.
I love it. I love it. Man, this is not where I expected this conversation. Okay, I thought we were going to talk about rap music. I thought we were going to get into your top 5. I thought we were going to...
We can do a top 5. We can.
Okay, top 5 then. Top 5.
Yeah, top 5. Okay. Yeah, so let's get back to the point. Top 5 what?
Okay,
Dead or alive? Alive?
No. Top 5 alive and on the radio. Top 5 alive and on the radio.
Ew.
Gross. I mean, out making
Active.
music right now.
Okay,
today.
boom. I'm gonna keep it hundo. Kendrick Lamar. We'll order them later. I'm not gonna shy away from the order though. But I feel like Kendrick Lamar is in the number 1 slot for me. Look, Stove God Cooks. Such an incredible rapper. My God, really crazy. Tyler the Creator. Oof. Who blows my mind.
Man, what a maturity, like an art. Remember kill, burn shit, school.
Yeah.
I couldn't listen to it. I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, no, bro.
Oh, for
nah, bro.
sure. I'm not with the demon worship,
That
man.
demon, it was so demonic with the cockroaches and the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
but
that
Yonkers is crazy.
Yeah.
But like in hindsight, you see like the spark. Oh, wait a minute. I see where he was going with this.
Yeah. I feel like he was just like, he's gone from cut off shot, spread everywhere, to like now he's masterful. Like those things are getting.
I would argue that he was masterful before in the concept of cutting through the noise. You know what I'm saying? Like this is blog era. Tyler come from the blog era where it's, if you're not on a blog, you're not hot. So how am I gonna make somebody open my email? I'm gonna cuss them out in the subject line. You know what I'm saying? They're like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Genius. You know what I'm saying? It's very smart. Now, is it the way that I would want to represent myself? No. But it works though. So I mean,
he cut through.
He did it. Who am I to say?
Yeah.
Tyler, Kendrick, Stove God. I can't say Griselda because that's more than one person. Let me think. Who's really good? What have I been listening? Smino. I got one more. We gotta put Drake on there. You gotta put Drake.
Drizzy Drake?
You gotta put Drake on there, bro. I'm sorry. It is what it is. You can't deny the fact that this man has been making smash after smash for the past decade.
Beautiful music.
Yeah, incredible music. Like, you gotta put him on there.
Honestly, Nevermind is a very fun experience. It's a fun ride. It's a fun ride. I love that. I mean, I was scared to like Drake for a long time, but I think I didn't give it the chance. And I just went back and I was like, yeah, you're right. There's not like bad music in here.
No, it's good. He can rap too.
Yeah.
Just try him if you want to.
Okay, I love that you put two people on your list that I didn't know. Stovetop. Oh no, I'm getting in trouble.
Stove God Cooks.
Stove God Cook. Where's he from?
I do not know.
Stove God Cook.
He's got a project called Reasonable Drought. So good.
Okay.
It's so good.
And there was another one that you said.
Smino?
No, I know Smino. With Smino, there's another one that you said.
Kendrick, Smino, Tyler, Stove God, Drake. No, yeah,
okay,
just one.
Yeah. Okay. So what about you? What's your newest project that you're?
I've been actively working on an album for the past year or so, but that's an album. So that's gonna take time. I'm in no rush with that. I think I've got a ton of music on my computer that I'm gonna start letting go like in the next month or so. Got a single called Koozie that's coming out. Super dope, produced by Enrique out of Alabama. And let's see, the Meet and 3 tour, traveling throughout Tennessee, performing this music, engaging with our people and letting them know that they got a place to go.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Mike, I am so glad. Mike Floss, everyone. This was a really lovely experience, a really lovely talk. I loved how meandering it sort of just went to just everything. I told you I was only going to talk to you for 10 minutes. I had to talk to you for an hour instead.
It's been some time, yeah.
But you know what? I really enjoyed this. And so even if you're mad at me,
no, it's all good.
I'm grateful for the time. And thank you. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate you having me.
I really love this conversation with Mike. I had no idea we would talk about organizing in Nashville. Just a reminder, the Museum of Presence is made possible by people just like you. There was a grant from Metro Arts Nashville and a contribution from Studio Bank. And then people like Camila Sander, Tanya Lewis, Evan Brown, and so many other people that just sort of jumped in. I really love the photography for this shoot in the newspaper. It was shot by Xander Bryant, one of my favorite artists in the city. And so I just really love this. And this is a long one, so I'm gonna leave it right there. And my name is Shabazz Larkin. And peace.
I'm Mike Floss, and you are now entering the Museum of Presence.